Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pool Dog Championship Arena here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas for the final round of the Wheelchair Championship, Jeanette. Of course, we saw the finals of the 8-Ball Classic a couple hours ago, and now I think the viewers are in for a real treat here with the finals of the Wheelchair Championship. Of course, all of our streaming brought to you by our friends over at Pool Dog. The Wheelchair Championship is part of the APA Poolplayer Championships, which have been going on all week, or the better part of the week here in Las Vegas. I'm Jason Bowman with the APA. This is the one and only Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, Billiard Hall of Famer. And again, bringing you live coverage of this year's Wheelchair Championship. Should be an exciting match tonight. I know this is one of the events you really love to watch.
Yeah, it's just honestly really, really impressive. If you guys ever just try to imagine getting down on the shot. And for us, when we get down to shoot, we can easily adjust if we're not set right. They have to constantly move that thing around. Well, they make it look easy, but you move that thing around to set your body right, and then you've got to shoot sidearm. It's really impressive how good they are.
It is. It's both impressive and inspiring, I think, to see, you know, obviously these players have gone through some type of traumatic event and are really overcoming that by competing in an event at this level, which is just amazing.
And you're only going to find that with the APA. You're
Sure.
only going to find opportunities like this with the APA where just regular, everyday people can go out, have fun, and end up in Vegas playing for a championship.
Right. Well, and I think it's a testament to the sport of pool in general that, you know, there are very few sports where you can bring in players in wheelchairs and allow them to compete at this level.
That's right.
You know, and it's really an awesome thing about pool, and it's, again, a testament to these players and everything they've overcome. And so we're excited for the match. Let's go through some of the ground rules real quickly. Of course, this event, as well as any of our events, all played by APA rules. For this one in particular, in general, the players are confined to a wheelchair. Matches are played according to the APA Wheelchair Championship handicap race chart. And coaching, again, since this is an individual competition, no coaching is allowed. So let's take a look real quickly at the players that we're going to see in the finals. We are going to have multi-time champion Charlie Hans from Harrison, Ohio. Charlie, very well-known wheelchair player. And then from Marshall, Michigan, we have Marland Redfield, who Jeanette was here last year in the final match. So both players with a lot of experience here in the championship finals, so we're excited to see. Should be a great matchup. Marlon is a skill level 5. Charlie is a skill level 7. I think we've got the race chart. Steve will pull up for us here. We could take a look. I think that's the wrong chart there, Steve-O. There you go. So again, we mentioned Charlie is a skill level 7, Marlon's skill level 5. That means Charlie will be racing to 5. Marlon will be racing to 3 in this match. So should be an exciting one. I think the players are about ready to go there at the table. We'll take a look. Looks like Charlie Hans has won the lag, and we'll have the break here.
Nice solid break. Watch out for the cue ball.
So the cue ball doesn't drop, but neither does anything
wow.
else. So it's a dry break there, and that'll bring Marlon to the table. Of course, we mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, but we're going to mention it several times because I think it's worth mentioning. Our friends at Pool Dog, who have made all of our coverage possible this year. And again, they're offering some things for those that go to pooldog.com/APA Champs. They've got some special offers and things that you can take advantage of. So make sure you visit their website, shoot them a message on Facebook thanking them for helping us to bring you this coverage. You know, I know the players enjoy watching it, and one of the things we've talked about, Jeanette, they enjoy it even more when it's free, right? We all enjoy it more when it's free. So we really do appreciate all their support. And then our buddy Frank, who's come to join us here at the in the broadcast booth. Here's Frankie. He's been hanging out all day. He's a trooper. You want some water, buddy? Yeah? You okay? All right. He's all right for now. He's still staring off, though. I don't know.
He's engrossed in the action.
Late nights. Frank's a popular guy here in Vegas, though. All right, so Charlie Hans back at the table kind of surveying things.
Yeah, it actually worked out for him. I felt like, I mean, with Charlie breaking like that, his opponent Marlon got really unlucky to not have a shot after getting the break, but then he actually hit the balls. Wasn't sure what he was trying to do. It just looked like he was trying to make a good hit, but he ended up not leaving Charlie much of a shot. Well, he created a shot, because I'll tell you, that was a heck of a tough shot.
Again, we mentioned Charlie is a multi-time former champion, and I say multi-time because, Jeanette, he's won it so many times, I've lost track of how many.
Oh, no.
So it is
I'm
definitely,
sure he knows.
it's several, yes. In fact, it's generally kind of an upset if we don't see Charlie make it to the final round. He did not make it last year, as a matter of fact. So Charlie, very experienced in this particular event.
You notice he added that little plastic extension onto the back of his cue and allows him to reach more shots.
Sure.
Okay. He's got a shot for the one in the side pocket.
Charlie and Marland are two of, how many participants did we have in the wheelchair event? 57 players in this year's wheelchair championship. So
he's shooting with confidence.
Jeanette just had dinner served. Smells good.
Just took an hour and a half to
Yeah.
actually arrive.
We won't say where you were dining. All right. Charlie cuts that 5 ball into the corner very nicely. Leaves himself, looks like a shot on the 2 ball there. I think that's the 2 ball. Sometimes the coloration gets a little off between the purple and the blue. But
You know, for me, it would make sense to shoot the 7 ball, follow to the end rail, back up to the middle of the table on the opposite side of the 15, shoot the 2 and the 8. But for Charlie, I'm not sure, because this would be something he would definitely want to use the bridge for.
Yep, you called that.
Again, if I could reach this, I would hit this with high inside English. But it might be easier for him to draw the ball and come out of this left corner pocket. See what he does. Well, that works. So all he did was just hit that with a normal high ball. No English, kept it simple.
Charlie and Marland are competing for a first place prize of $2,000. The runner-up's going to take home $1,200. Again, there were 57 participants in the wheelchair championship. I think another record, actually, Jeanette. I don't know that we've ever had more than that in this particular event. So everything seems to be getting bigger. More people, more tables, more
popular,
prize
yeah.
money. Everything's getting bigger.
How many tables? 268 tables?
268 tables at this particular event. Of course, for the August event, we bring in well over 300. So,
But just people,
lot of
just
tables.
imagine that. 268 pool tables.
well, it's funny
In
too
one place.
when you get somebody that asks, why don't you have 9-foot tables? And
Wait.
it's like
There is no place.
nobody
that
nobody
could fit
owns
that many.
279-foot tables that are all the same.
Right.
Charlie pockets the 8 ball there and is off to a quick start, now leading 1-0. Again, he is racing to 5. Well, we've got a moment, folks. Let's hear a word from our sponsors at Pool Dog.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at PoolDog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, PoolDog.com, or call 866-843-3294.
All right. Looks like the Marland is preparing the rack, and Charlie's preparing to break for the second time in this match. Been an exciting event. This is the third of 5 championships that are being decided this week, the APA Poolplayer Championships. Of course, we started last night with the 9-ball doubles finals. And we went through five championships today in the 8-ball classic. So it's one event, but 5 different tiers, 5 different champions, all taking home $15,000, and some really exciting matches there. Of course, we were able to watch the purple tier quite a bit with Ernesto Bayawa. Charlie with the break here.
Okay, coming up dry.
Yep, second time in a row he's come up dry on the break.
See, now the easiest shot right here would be the 1 ball in the bottom right corner pocket. However, that means that the 5, 2, and 7 are all blocked from pocketing into the closest pocket, which is the same pocket as the 1. So he would need to stay below it and shoot one of those in another pocket, but normally that would be the bottom left corner pocket that you see on the screen, but the 10 ball's there. Let's see what he does. Yeah, he's going for this ball. I actually think this is the right shot. Ooh, a little bit harder though. Now the only thing is you want to make sure that even though he has a shot on the 15 right here, that 9 ball really doesn't go in any pocket. So he's got to know that using the other balls, he's got to find a way to break that 9 ball out of there.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching finals of the APA Wheelchair Championship between Charlie Hans, who is currently at the table, and Marland Redfield, who is waiting to return to the table. As we mentioned, both of these players with some experience here in the Pool Dog Championship arena. Charlie, a several-time champion of this event, and Marlon was an 8-ball away last year, Jeanette. He was so close. I believe it was, I think he failed to pocket the 8-ball on his last shot, just barely missed it.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And he might have actually scratched. I can't remember. Actually, you could go back and watch that on our YouTube channel. But nevertheless, he came up just a little bit short, but the positive of it is that a lady named Sonia Bennett took that event, and she was our first female champion ever in the wheelchair championship. So
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know. I think he can see the 2 ball.
I had a question here about, are they portraying being in wheelchairs, or are they actually in wheelchairs? These players are actually confined to wheelchairs. That's one of the stipulations of competing in the event. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that one.
I mean, to get as good as Charlie, I mean, he's a skill level 7, right?
Right.
He's a skill level 7.
Oh, yeah,
Do you
he's
know
one of the
amount
top players in the
time
country.
Somebody would have to put in.
Yep.
If they were going to fake it, they would.
You know, I don't necessarily think that.
crazy.
I don't think that comment was necessarily intended like that.
Oh,
I think maybe.
okay.
Well, and you know, like I talked to Florian last week. He was at some event, and they were having a wheelchair tournament, and so they asked him, "Hey, will you get in a wheelchair and see what it's like to have to shoot?"
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe the comment was,
That's what
you know, or
he's
are they just, you know, trying to sell? But no, these players are definitely confined to wheelchairs. One of the stipulations of being a participant in the event. So. But yeah, it's really It's
would've
pretty
had to hit
impressive
that
to watch
pretty hard.
Charlie shoot because, with some of the challenges of shooting at the angles that they have to, so low to the table and kind of with that side shot. He does not miss often.
He's got a tough cut on this 8-ball.
Very
I'll tell you
tough.
that. He's going to just miss that side pocket and will probably come close to that, hitting that 10-ball.
Well, I guess he clears the 9. It's
Oh, yeah. He clears it enough to cut it back in that top corner right-hand pocket. Oh, it looks like he's going to actually aim to hit it fuller off the 10. The problem with that is then you dance with that corner pocket if you catch it too full. It's a light cue ball, so it doesn't dive forward the way that it normally would with a heavier ball.
We'll see here. Oh, just missed it.
Had he hit it thinner, it would have gone in, and the cue ball probably would have hit that 10 ball.
Yeah. Tough shot, though. I mean, tough
Yes.
shot.
Yeah, he
That'll
hit the
give-
one ball a little softer than he should have.
I'll give Marland another chance at the table here. Now with a lot of room to work with Charlie's balls all out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
You can see he utilized the bridge there for that particular shot. Again, if you're just joining us, this is final round coverage, the APA Wheelchair Championship, one of several what we call Showdown Series events that are held in conjunction with the APA Poolplayer Championships. The $675,000 APA Poolplayer Championships, I might add. A lot of prize money paid out thus far this week. Still a lot of prize money to be paid out. Kind of seeing a breakdown of all the different events as well as the total payout for this particular event. Of course, this is one of 2 APA events here in Las Vegas, the smaller of the 2. Be back here in August.
Oy. I didn't like that. I was hoping he would roll it and shoot the 13 first, then the 15 and 10. Now he's got to draw the cue ball just right for the 15. To be fairly straight on the 15 to shoot the 9 ball back in the corner pocket. A lot more cue ball movement. He could have just rolled the cue ball forward and then pocketed the 9 and rolled that forward and pocketed the 15 and then the 10.
Going to utilize the bridge again, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. He just walked over there to see where exactly he wanted to be for this 15, I guess. Just right. Just follow the cue ball forward a bit.
Should mention for the folks that are here at the Pool Player Championships this week, we have our big pool party tonight here poolside at the Westgate. Starts at 8 o'clock. Be sure to come on out, have some fun. Always a great time. There'll be a DJ and I'm sure some giveaways. And it's been so warm here, Jeanette.
Oh, it's been beautiful.
Pool season is in full effect here
Right.
in Vegas. I can't believe it. I keep looking out the window and wishing I was there, but temperatures in the 90s already here this past week, which is,
Amazing, I know.
temperatures in the 90s, not uncommon in Vegas, but at this time of year, not
Right.
the usual. So close to record highs.
Oh, no. Well,
Well, on the positive side, he's got that pocket kind of blocked off there.
Right.
So
So tough bank.
That'll bring Charlie Hans back to the table. Now shooting on the 8 ball, but he's going to need to do it around that 13 somehow. So we'll see what Charlie's got in mind here. Again, Charlie's a skill level 7. He needs 5 games to win the match. Currently leads 1-0.
This is actually one of my favorite banks, and he should clear the 13 ball
Think he can get around
easily
it?
if he makes it, yeah. Nope.
Oh, so close.
Very close. Hit the
So
point.
close. Well, he's had 2 really close calls with that 8 ball, but golden opportunity here for Marland now.
Yeah, he wants to hit about a quarter of the ball, even half the ball, but I would say a quarter or a third of the ball with low right. Just bring it down towards where the cue ball is now. Doesn't want to draw it too much because he doesn't want to dance with that side pocket. Come down through the center of the table. Ooh, that was hard. That works though. Easy peasy.
Marland shooting on the 8 for a chance to win that first game, and he does. Pocketing the 8 ball there. Marland now on the board, and we are tied 1-1. Of course, the significance there, Jeanette, is that Charlie again's got to get 5 before Marland gets 3. So
Right.
Marland
it's
basically
not
now
even.
leading, essentially,
Right.
needing only 2 games to Charlie's 4 games. We mentioned it earlier, but you can watch this match as well as any match that we've streamed from here in Vegas, this event or past events, if you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/APA Leagues. You can find all kinds of content there, instructional content, and past events, all kinds of good stuff. I think there's some Jeanette Lee instruction in there.
Yes, there
See
is.
there's probably some other Black Widow videos in there too, I'm sure.
Yep.
Lots of Black Widow content. Of course, we mentioned earlier we've got some new video instructional series coming out featuring Corey Duel, which would be pretty cool for the players. You know Corey?
Yeah,
You know
I know
I'm
Corey.
sure you do. Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
He knows a lot. So
One of the top male professional players in the world, former U.S. Open champion. By the way, what'd you think of the Matchroom acquisition of the U.S. Open? Did you see that?
I did
The
see
Mosconi
that.
Cup guys bought,
Yeah,
pretty
I heard about
impressive. That's
that.
good news,
It is.
I think, for
It
pool.
is good news.
Yeah, so
I do wonder if he will honor some of the
traditions.
traditions of the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I would think so. But, of course, what we're talking about, the U.S. Open 9-ball championship, one of the
Mhm.
top pro events here in the United States, was acquired by Matchroom Sports, and Matchroom is the group that does the Mosconi Cup as well as a number of other pool events on Sky Sports throughout the world, globally.
Yes.
So Sky Sports kind of like our version of ESPN on a grander scale. So very significant for the pool industry in general, and, of course, the professionals as well. I think they announced a guaranteed purse of like $300,000 for that. So,
That's awesome.
and they're going to do that event here in Vegas just ahead of this event next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think some of our league operators who will be out here for the annual convention will have a chance to come in a little early and see some of that.
Right.
Some of the players, they'll have to come in a little bit earlier, but,
Yeah.
again, an opportunity to see some of the top professionals at that particular event. So,
I wonder if he's going to end up doing some women's events because I don't think he does any women's events.
well,
at
now a
all.
lot of the ladies will play in the U.S. Open, right? I mean, it's an open event, so
I wouldn't
like
say.
I know Karen Kors played.
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't say a lot of the women, but I would say a few. Part of it is because I'm not sure if I think Karen is a U.S. Open champion, but I know Barry Hearns. The reason why is I think he gives free hotel and entry fee and a slot for life
for former
previous
champs.
for former U.S. Open champions.
Nice.
I'm one of them.
Wow.
And so I don't know if he's going to do that, but I know that that's part of the thing is, some of these women might come there for that, knowing that there's not really any expense. So you
Sure.
don't have anything to lose, only to gain. And
Only
it's great
time.
experience.
Yeah.
It's a very prestigious event.
Yeah, and hopefully they can really take it to the next level. I mean, that's a 40-year-old, that's a 4-decade-old
Yeah.
event that,
Longest running.
I think only good things can come of that. So that'll be exciting to keep an eye on. For now, we're keeping an eye on the streaming table as Charlie Hans trying to pick up his second win of this match.
He's going to hit this nice and easy with a little bit of left-hand English and just come across table and shoot the 8-ball in the same corner pocket. Ooh, overcut it.
Yeah, that's about the third time in the last couple games we've seen him just a little off on the cuts a little bit. So kind of uncommon for Charlie. He's usually kind of a dead shooter.
Yeah, his timing looks a little bit off. The timing of his swing. I'm not sure if he's catching that, but the timing is a little bit off. He's deadly, though. He's dangerous.
Boy, these
He's
guys
a smart player.
I was kind of looking at the match times. These guys have had a long day. They had a 9 a.m. round, an 11 a.m. round, a 1 p.m. round, 3 p.m. round, and now we're at the 5 p.m. round. So
my God, the endurance you
exactly.
have to have.
Well, and I mean, this is Las Vegas. Getting around everywhere in a wheelchair is not the simplest thing when you have crowds of people and
Right.
So the endurance that these guys have is pretty impressive.
Oh.
Looks like there was some movement there, and the players just kind of agreed on where the ball had been. Marland cuts that 2-ball in the side pocket.
Looks like a
Pockets the 4 in the side.
So is that not the 3-ball? If that's the 4, then what are
8-ball. Playing 8-ball. Come on, Jeanette. This is 8-ball.
I knew that, and
Moment
I
of
just
confusion there from the
suddenly
Black
had
Widow.
a brain fart.
Well,
I'm
you're
so
conditioned on the 9-ball. I get it. You're conditioned for 9-ball. It's all right. I'm sure the folks tuning in will forgive the Black Widow. Of course, you've had some
Wow.
players out here, right? You've been watching some matches. A lot of
yeah.
players from Tampa Bay APA. Of course, where Jeanette's a
I was watching
league operator.
9-ball. Yeah,
you've seen. Of course, you had a team that did pretty good in the 9-ball doubles, right? Third
yeah,
place.
they came in third.
Nice.
Yeah, they got beat by the champions.
That's right. There you
the
go.
team that won it.
No shame in that. Marland really wants to take his time here, knowing that Charlie doesn't have much left on the table, and any opportunity he gives him might be his last in this particular game.
You know what? He's got a couple of options. He can shoot the one and try to take his chances and break them up with no guarantee that he'll have a shot. Or he can shoot the one and then play position on the 7-6-10 combination and just knock that 10 in and stop his ball. And then Charlie won't have a shot on the 8. You know what I mean? Shoots the one and then shoots this combination to move the 10 ball out of the way, open up that combination, and just stop his rock so that all Charlie would have is a kick. That's not what you want to do. I wonder if he can get deep enough to go rail first and knock this 10 in. He overcut that 1 ball. It looks like he won't be able to get deep enough.
So he doesn't scratch, but he did make contact with his opponent's ball, so should be ball in hand here, correct?
Yeah, and I still might do the same thing. I might just get that 10 ball out of the way, because after that I can really control this table. Because of where the 5 ball is, everything is going to be so much tougher. If he tries to do the run out here, at best he'll be shooting the 5 ball in that side pocket. And if he doesn't get just right, it's going to be hard to hook him from there. I'd rather hook him now. Just knock that 10 ball in, buddy. No, knock the 10 ball in. Knock the 10 ball in.
No coaching.
Sorry. Yeah, he's going for it.
Marland is again from Marshall, Michigan. Last year's runner-up in this event.
He missed it. Not only did he miss it, but he left him.
Yeah, he's going to come off that rail and
Yes, he is.
pocket that 10 ball
He
in the
can go
corner.
rail first with a lot of left-hand English. It'll go rail, then cut the 10 in, and the cue ball will hit the end rail and spin back out for the 8 ball in the same corner pocket. Oh, wow.
Okay,
He
interesting.
can't see it? Did he not notice that he can?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And he's going to foul again there and leave ball in hand to Marland. So kind of interesting. It looked to us like he could potentially pocket that ball by coming off the rail, but
maybe he didn't
thought
think
otherwise.
he could play position.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. Surely he knows he could see that ball. Just go right off the rail. It was a real nice opportunity.
Marland pockets the 5. Goes right past that 10 ball that's sitting up towards the corner pocket. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching final round coverage of the Wheelchair Championship presented by our friends at Pool Dog. Of course, Eric and Kevin and the crew over there, our buddy Frank, who's joined us in the booth. Really appreciate all their support and helping us to bring this coverage to you. I'd encourage you to visit their website, pooldog.com/APA Champs, for some special offers that they've got available right now for our viewers. You can also like them on their Facebook page, and if you happen to do that, make sure you tell them you appreciate the streaming coverage. We certainly appreciate all their support. So, Marland Redfield at the table here. As Charlie Hans looks on, Marland pockets the 6 in the corner pocket.
All right, he's going to draw that with low right-hand English. Has to hit it with a little bit of speed, so it still has backspin by the time it gets to the 1. Comes cross table. Watch out for the side pocket.
Pockets that 1. Gives himself decent position on the 8. He's going to grab his pocket marker. Big opportunity here for Marland, Jeanette.
Yes.
Making this 8 ball would put him on the hill.
This
Of course, when we say on the hill, that means he needs one more game, right?
That's right.
Sometimes we take for granted that people know what that might mean.
He needs 3 games to win the championship title, and this can put him
on the hill.
Yes.
So when you need one more game, you are on the hill. And if you and your opponent each need 1 game, it's hill.
That's right.
I have no idea where that terminology came from. It's been around pool since long before I came along. So
Well, if he makes this and wins the next one, he'd be king of the hill.
there you go. Look at what you did there. All right.
Oh, he just
Marland
rolled the ball.
not able to pocket that 8-ball there.
No.
Big miss. You know, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the broadcast, but we kind of saw that last year when Marland was in that final round. He had some opportunities there, and he seemed to struggle a little bit with putting that final ball away. And once again, it's kind of come back to bite him. But we'll see. Still a lot of opportunity for him here. But based on Charlie, I don't see him missing this game. So he's going to mark his pocket, try to pocket that 8-ball in the same corner.
And Charlie making this ball would give him the slight advantage.
Pockets the 8-ball without any difficulty, picks up his second game. He now leads 2-1. However, again, Charlie is racing to 5 games, so he still needs 3, whereas Marland, with the 1 game that he's won, only needing 3, he needs 2 more. So technically, Marland's still with a little bit of an edge here.
You think so?
Well, numbers-wise. Charlie needs 3 games, Marland needs 2 games, but Charlie's a tough guy to beat.
Yeah,
so that
he's a
8-ball,
skill level 7,
that 8-ball looms large. That miss on the 8-ball for sure. So
and he's so much more the favorite to do a break and run out.
absolutely.
So with him breaking, if we look at before, he made balls on the break. He's likely to make a ball on the break this time and control the game.
See the referee racking here. $57 players in this year's wheelchair championship. Of course, we've got players from 48 states in this year's pool player championships represented throughout the different events. 3 different countries represented.
Man, he broke so quickly, but I was going to tell you from the overhead you
Look
could
a little
see
loose?
that. Yeah, it was
I saw
definitely
that.
a loose rack.
Yeah.
And that's just another thing that these guys don't have is the ability to stand up much higher and get your head directly over
gaps.
the rack. So a lot of times, unknowingly, obviously, not intentionally, they're giving each other bad racks or themselves bad racks. It doesn't matter as much when you're hitting the second ball. But if you were to hit that head ball, that would have been a slug big time. I guess this would be nice to have a referee to rack the balls for at least this part, but they're trying their best and they're doing fantastic. A skill level 7.
Yeah, when we say skill level 7, that is kind of across the board. That's not just amongst wheelchair players. That's Charlie's legitimately one of the
skill
top
level 7,
shooters,
yeah.
wheelchair or not. So he's a tough cookie to have to match up with, especially in this event that he's had so much success in, right?
Yeah, the 8-ball in 8-ball APA, the 7 is the highest skill level that you can attain. So, and that is, again, not just for wheelchairs, but
Right.
able-bodied, everyone, they're just, a 7 is somebody that's dangerous to break it, run out if they're given an open table.
All right, Marland. Time for redemption for Marland.
Yes.
Of course, we are in the Pool Dog Championship arena for the final, semifinals, and finals matches. But down the hall, we still have the 8-ball doubles action going on. We've got the 9-ball shootout in full swing. So still a lot of folks here at the Westgate. I think we were expecting about 2,400 players in all of this year's events. So
Right.
and that doesn't include minis, right, where we have a lot of folks that come out just to play in the Mini Mania events. Of course, those are small tournaments that are run, about 20 hours a day. I think the only reason they don't run them 24 hours is they got to shut the room down to clean it after a while. So
right.
great opportunity there for.
They're so
folks.
Popular too. I mean, all the players
they sell out immediately.
Yeah, all the players are loving it. I know a lot of our players. If they don't get there from the beginning, they're not going to get to play in it because
Right.
everybody loves them.
It's kind of interesting how that works too, because so everybody lines up and then they sign up for the minis and they sell out, but then they'll sell them back if they have a match or something. You know what I mean? They buy up what they can, and then they'll sell them back. And so the ladies at the table will say, "I got a slot for a skill level 6 8-ball," and somebody will yell out. It's almost like the stock, like the floor of the stock exchange, where they're making all the funny hand gestures and screaming, and it's pretty interesting dynamic if you've never seen it. It's pretty cool. So again, for all you folks at home that couldn't make it to this year's event, you got another opportunity come August, just a few months away. Make those reservations now. Southwest. Fly 'em cheap. Get out here. It's a great time. It's like nothing you've ever experienced. I promise you that.
Marland's got a tough way over here. He missed the 11 ball. Didn't leave Charlie much of a shot. Charlie went for a shot, and the ball came up and surrounded it. So Marland has to find a way to hit the stripe, or he's going to be giving Charlie ball in hand, and you do not want to give Charlie ball in hand.
Just surveying the comments here. Marland's got a lot of supporters here on the stream. Lots of people rooting for Marland. I don't think that's a knock against Charlie. I think it's just, of course, a lot of folks familiar with Marland from last year when he came up just short. Charlie's obviously the favorite in the match as a multi-time champion. So folks have a tendency to root from the underdog sometimes. So
he's working hard.
That he is, and again, he's just got to get over that when it comes down to that 8-ball.
Yeah.
That's I tell you what, I have that same issue like in league play. I get it's just a mental thing. I get on that 8-ball,
absolutely.
and it's sometimes, especially if you miss one in a match, and then it's kind of sticks in your brain for a while. So just got to put it behind you. And
well, he managed to not leave him an easy shot. I mean, Charlie can make this 1 ball, but just the whole idea of didn't really leave him a hanger.
Of course, you see the big check there looming behind the table, and the trophies for the champion and the runner-up.
Even if he makes, look at that. Nice little payday.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm. See, you can make this 1 ball. That's not the problem. But after you make the 1, where's the cue ball going to go?
Are you asking me, or is that a rhetorical question?
I just want everyone
Okay.
thinking about it. I want them
'Cause
to
I don't
take a
know.
second when
I
I
do
say
not
that.
know.
When I say that, it's to challenge everyone to think about it and say, is it
Sure.
really the right move to shoot at this ball? Oh, my
Wow. Look at Charlie.
Charlie's the king.
Wow.
He's the king of the hill.
All right, impressive shot there by Charlie.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
He made the 4 ball a little tougher than he wanted to, but I'm sure that he can draw it back enough to be able to cut that 4 ball in. And if not, he'd have the 5 ball.
As a player, when you started getting involved in playing pool, at what point do you start seeing the patterns and kind of identifying, this is my first shot, second shot? I mean, how long does that take? At what point?
I think it really depends on the person. I mean, for me, it was very quick because
Really?
I had a lot of good players around me in New York, and it was just the way that I watched pool. A lot of times they just watch a person run out. When I saw a person running out, I always looked at what would I do in this situation, and if they did something differently, why? What was the benefit of doing it his way than my way? So I was constantly challenging my brain to work this stuff out and asking a lot of questions. Some people don't have that, and they work it out just by experience.
Right.
Kind of like doing a maze. If you keep working a little maze, you can bump into roadblocks every
Right,
step
turn
of the way.
around and go
and
back.
eventually you'll learn
Right.
you're better off to start from home and work your way back
Okay.
up
So
to
for
start,
yours
right?
was more watching others and kind of analyzing what they were
Yes.
doing, and you were kind of absorbing it. Interesting.
I'll tell you what, Charlie's making a heck of an out here. Because he did not. He
Didn't wanna
meant to
do
hit that
that.
14 ball and get position on the
Yep.
4. I don't think he meant to touch that 4 ball. And now that gives Marland the advantage, even with 4 balls at the table. I mean, all he's got to do is, if he wants to shoot the 11 and the 10, and then shoot at that 9 and just hang up the 9, Charlie's going to have to try to whack at that 4 ball.
Seen more mistakes
open it
here from Charlie than we've seen in the past, and the thing about it is he's such a strong player though that a lot of times and again, like you can see the score, he's able to overcome those.
Right.
If his opponent does not pounce on them and capitalize. So
I would shoot the 11, then the 10, and then I would lob the cue ball towards the 9 and leave the 9 ball somewhere near the hole and not pocket it, forcing Marland to have to whack at this 4 ball, and the 4 ball is not going anywhere. Let him break up my problem area. Oh, he wants to try to shoot this 10 ball.
gonna pull out that extension again, or that extender.
He has a small margin here. I mean, just high ball. Well, I thought he was trying to, break open the 4-14. He might be choosing different shots because they're wheelchairs and maybe he's more comfortable
Yeah.
cueing a different way. It might not necessarily be the wrong shot for him. That's what I don't know, since obviously I don't have experience, but there's got to be some shots you choose because it's more comfortable for you, in a wheelchair, to be able to reach one thing over another.
Yeah, I'm sure that definitely plays into shot selection, no doubt, for these guys and girls. I keep saying guys because we're watching 2 guys, but of course there was quite a few females in that field of 57 wheelchair players.
Don't give him ball.
No, so what had happened there, and it was a little confusing, and I wanted to make sure that he did have ball in hand. So Charlie shot Marland's ball in intentionally. He wanted that 10 ball out of there.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay.
I'm not exactly sure I understand the strategy, but
He's
apparently
hoping
something with that 10 ball was bothering him, and he figured, you know what, I'm gonna get it out of the way, and I'll let him deal with what's left on the table from there.
Well, he wants Marland to try to open up that 4 ball. I would still do the same thing. I would just knock the 11 in and then lob the 9 ball right in front of the hole.
So Marland opts to play a defensive shot and is going to leave Charlie to contend with that 4 ball that I can't tell if it's frozen from here or it looks like it, doesn't it? So he's gonna go ahead and pocket the 9 ball for Marland again and give Marland ball in hand once again. So Charlie's not wanting to make a mistake on that 4 ball. Interesting strategy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever played in a match of 8 ball where you sunk your opponent's ball intentionally?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Plenty of times.
Okay.
But look, if he does the same thing, if he knocks the 11 in and then gives Charlie ball in hand, and then he gives him ball in hand, doesn't it become a stalemate if they keep doing the same thing like that?
Well, if they were handing it back and forth,
Right.
and neither one of them wanting to take a shot, I believe it goes to a stalemate. But in this case, they're still shooting. I mean, Marland's playing defensive shots. Charlie is essentially playing defensive shots by, either pocketing Marland's ball or making contact. But looks like here he's comfortable to shoot at the 4 and get it away from that 14, which he does. So
I think he left him a. I think he can cut this 14 ball on the side. Looks pretty tough. Yeah, he can, but it's pretty tough. You're going to end up hitting the rail and hitting the back of that 11 ball, between the rail and the 11. It's a tough cut. Look at how he turned this rack around. Just think about it. He just waited it out, waited for him to make, just knowing that Marland was going to actually open those balls up, which, give him an opportunity to safely open them up, which is what he did. If he was going to play safe, he should have made sure Charlie could not see the 4 ball to do this to him. Now he's going to have to come with a shot.
If you're just now joining us, you're watching live final round coverage of the APA Wheelchair Championship. Marland Redfield at the table. The key, not quite. Marland of Marshall, Michigan. His opponent, who you will see here momentarily, Charlie Hans from Harrison, Ohio. These are the final 2 players from a field of 57 that started in this event. They're playing for a first place prize of $2,000. Nice shot there by Charlie to pocket the 4 in the side.
What a way for him to have, he was really at the serious disadvantage earlier in this game.
Well, I mean, it speaks volumes to his skill level. Again, we talked about this.
He outwitted him.
Charlie is an outstanding player, very much amongst the skill level 7 ranks, right? So, and he pockets the 8 in the side, now leading 3 games to 1. So, Jeanette, we are now at a race to 2, essentially. Both players needing 2 games to take home that championship trophy and that nice big check. Of course, we do want to mention our friends at Pool Dog, who are bringing you all of our live streaming throughout the past several days, and they've got some special offers for those of you that are tuning in to view. If you go to pooldog.com/APA Champs, I know they've got an offer for a free case towel. If you're spending $50 or more, use the code APA Champs there. I think they also offer like 5% off. So lots of good stuff. Go to Pool Dog's website, visit them, pick up your latest billiard accessories, and more importantly, kind of support the folks that are supporting what we're doing here and bringing you this coverage. So again, they are absolutely instrumental in partners in all of this. So we thank them for their support. Charlie Hans with the break. That's another dry break there for Charlie.
All right, Marland's going to have to get to work if he wants a fighting chance. He just needs one more game to get on the hill. You don't want Charlie on the hill, I'll tell you that much. Let's take a look. First thing I do is I look at a rack and I look at what's going to give me the most problems. Solids look pretty open to me. I'm not sure how that 5 and 13 look in front of the side pocket. Or if the... Oh, they both look good. So actually he's okay.
He's going to take the low balls.
Yeah, he might not
Although
like this. He just made
pocketed
it a lot
one of each.
tougher.
So
Well, not only that, he just tied up his 3 and 5, which actually could have gotten in front of the side pocket. Now I don't know. He just made that rack a lot tougher. Because the bad thing about it is he's got his 3 and 5 tied up, but not really easy shots to help break him out. He'd have to have just the right angle on the 2 ball to shoot it in the corner pocket and break them out, and I doubt Charlie would give him that opportunity.
Marland, hangs that 7 ball up in the corner. Thought it was going to go, and
Actually, I think he got pretty lucky
Just
here. It
holding
doesn't
on.
look like he can see the 11 or any other reasonable shot. He might have got a little lucky here.
boy, look at that ball just hanging there.
Yeah.
Just halfway off there.
It actually looks like it's off more than it's on.
Again, Charlie Hans from Harrison, Ohio. No stranger to this particular event. He is a multi-time champion in the wheelchair championship.
I thought, or I must be really confused because I thought that Marland had I thought Marland was the one that hung up that 7 ball.
He did, but remember he pocketed that low ball initially, and then
Marland
accidentally.
did.
But he also pocketed a stripe at the same time. Remember, that ball came around,
that
and
made
so the
it
table was
open.
still open.
Got it.
Once he failed to pocket that 7 ball, Charlie still had the
Still
option to shoot
open.
either
Right,
one.
right,
So
right.
you got to kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, I forgot that this was that was the first ball
Yeah,
that he had made. I
that
thought he
second
had
ball
already
came off
claimed,
the. Yeah.
I thought he had already claimed solids.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought that.
Jeanette Bryan from Tampa says hello.
Hello, Brian.
Is there only one Bryan in Tampa?
Brian MacGyver, probably. He is. There's another Brian Irwin. Actually, there's a lot of
I guess there's quite a few Bryans throughout
yeah.
Tampa's a big city, right?
Yeah.
But that particular Bryan wanted to say hello, so
Well, cool. Hello, Brian. Glad
Thanks
you
for
could
tuning
tune
in, buddy.
That's right.
starting to get some folks cheering for Charlie and the state of Ohio. It's kind of so we got like an Ohio-Michigan thing going on. I just realized. So like college football-wise,
Oh, God.
that's a big deal. Here we've got Michigan, Ohio
yeah.
going at it.
Rivalry for sure. Well, they both have their fans, their following. Tell you what, I wouldn't like having to. I wonder for him if rail shots are more comfortable than would be for us because he can reach it more comfortably. He's not stretching at all. That didn't look
Pockets the
tough for him at
13.
all, did it?
Again, Marland is a skill level 5, which is a kind of middle of the road player in terms of skill level.
Tell you what, I would not want to hit this with left and end up straight in on this. Oops, he just took that for granted. He just took one stroke and done. The thing I didn't like about it is he was more than likely going to end up fairly straight on the 12 ball. And with the 3 there coming across for the other balls wouldn't be as easy. Left Charlie a big opportunity here. What? He didn't look happy with that. Did you see the look on his face just now?
I don't know if I've seen Charlie smile a whole lot in all the years I've seen him play.
Okay.
So he's a serious dude. He does.
Yeah, I guess.
He does not show much in terms of
of
emotion. Pockets the 5.
Yeah. He'll probably be using a bridge here.
Again, this is the third of 3 championships to be decided at this year's Pool Player Championship. It's been an exciting day here in Pool Dog Championship Arena. Folks in and out all day watching semifinal and final round coverage of both the 8-Ball Classic and now, of course, the Wheelchair Championship. Charlie pockets the 3 up there in the corner.
Making quick work of this rack.
Yep. He's now shooting on the 8-ball. Let's see what he's thinking here. Where's he going with the 8-ball?
Side pocket.
Well, which side pocket?
The left side pocket.
Okay. Charlie marks it
You
up.
can tell Jason doesn't play a whole lot of pool.
I just wanted to see if you knew what you were
Which
talking
side
about.
pocket?
That's like if you say corner pocket, I gotta say which point. Okay, here we go. See if Charlie can cut this in the side. He does so with ease.
Yes.
And he now has 4 games to Marland's 1, which means
He is on the hill.
on the hill. Charlie Hans on the hill, needing just 1 more game to secure yet another wheelchair championship title.
Like his style, he's very aggressive. He's very offensive. Confident at the table. Chooses the right shots.
Yeah, and for Marland, I mean, again, that missed 8 ball, gosh, that looms so huge right now.
Right.
You know, instead of going on the hill, Charlie obviously wins that game, and now the following game, and it needs just 1. So it's a tough miss. Sometimes against guys like Charlie, you can't have those kinds of mistakes. So, but still a game to go here, so anything can happen, right?
Yeah, Charlie's pretty impressive. I mean, I still see 7s that they're not pros. They're not choosing the right shots all the time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're still, but Charlie, I haven't seen him take a wrong shot yet.
Scratches on the break there, so Marland will have ball in hand.
He does let that cue ball loose. That's part of the thing when you're hitting that second rack. Cue ball's flying everywhere.
It's interesting. I'm pretty sure Charlie told me last year that he got knocked out in the round prior to the semifinal because he'd actually it was in a hill match. He pocketed the 8 on the break, but scratched,
Wow.
and that was what knocked him out the round before, if I'm remembering that correctly. So that's
What's the odds of
tough.
that?
Yeah. So I was just kind of watching the break there, and
Wow.
of course the scratch was there, but not the 8 ball. So. All right, Marland, if you're going to do something, now is the time, buddy. Denny Woods says he needs a rematch of your challenge match in Indy.
I'll be right there.
Have you played a few challenge matches in your time, Jeanette? Yeah.
I'll be right over.
How many challenge matches do you think you've played in your career?
Oh,
Thousands?
Yeah.
Thousands?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I would say so.
Everybody wants to take
I mean,
on
I
the
do
Black
hundreds
Widow.
right here at the World
Right,
at
that's
the
true.
Whirlpool Championship.
That's true. Oh, and yet another reason to visit us in August.
That's right. I'll be there.
That'll be here before you know it, too. It seems like we come back from this event and summer
People are
session
already
kicks
asking
off,
my
and I know
schedule.
all the league operators start hosting their world qualifiers, and next thing you know, we're right back here in Vegas. So our home away from home here at the Westgate. What a great facility this has been, too. I mean, it's crazy to think we've been here 3 years now, and their staff here at the hotel has just been so exceptional, dealing with the pool players and making sure everyone is happy and having the time of their life.
And they are. You can tell it, just the feeling in the room.
That's what really keeps, I mean, I think that keeps a lot of our staff kind of going, because it's, to be honest, it's a long, most of us have been out here at least a week at this point, because we had the league operator convention on the front end, and
Yep.
you know,
I've
it's
been here
long
10
days for
days.
everybody. Most people are working like a 10-hour shift, but everybody's, still happy and smiling and energetic, and I think that's a result of just seeing the joy that the members have
Yeah.
when they're out here and the experience that they're having. It's important for us to see that they have the experience of a lifetime, if you will. So far, so good. Somebody's asking if you still have your motorcycle. You got a motorcycle?
Orange County Chopper built me a
Oh,
Black
that's
Widow
right.
motorcycle. Yeah, but my sponsor at the time got the motorcycle.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Bummer.
Yes, I know. But I will tell you, Paul Sr. and those guys, they were awesome to work with. Really. Was fun.
All
I
right,
think it's
so
on
some
YouTube somewhere
Is
where I
it?
was
Probably.
shooting the ball out of his mouth.
Yeah. The old ball out of the mouth trick, huh?
Yep. Laid Paul Sr. down on that pool table.
I've seen that trick go very badly
Yeah.
at times. I mean, it works most of the time, but I've seen it go pretty bad. In fact, do you know Linda Cohn? She's one of the, I don't know if she's still on ESPN SportsCenter or not. Linda was one of their like main broadcasters on SportsCenter. You've seen her. She's been there forever.
Right.
She was out here one year, one of my first times at the APA Championship, and she wanted to do a thing with a trick shot, and so, you know, I don't remember if we had Dr. Q. I can't remember who performed the shot, but, you know, so she got on the table and laid down the chalk in the mouth and the ball, and it didn't go well. The shot did not go well. I wish I could remember who took that shot.
Well, it wasn't me.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong name. So, but I'll just say that it did not work out correctly. And
I've never shot a ball out of a woman's mouth.
Yeah.
It's always a man because I like to make them uncomfortable. So lay them down and shoot a ball out of his mouth. This is it. This is for all the beans. 8-ball in the corner pocket.
For yet another title for Mr. Hans. He's going to take his time.
I think he's going to want to shoot down on this ball a little bit. He's looking to see if he likes his side pocket better because he's got to shoot downward on this because he wants to make sure the cue ball doesn't go anywhere near the side pocket.
So he's...
Yeah, he might be changing because I like shooting with a level cue. I don't want to have to elevate for the cheese.
He's kind of debating that right now.
He's straighter towards the
He's gonna
corner
take
pocket. Yep.
Gonna take that shot. Let's
There's
see,
that
folks.
elevation. There it is.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your 2018 wheelchair champion, once again, Mr. Charlie Hans from Harrison, Ohio. Congratulations to Charlie. And, of course, to Marland Redfield, our runner-up in this year's event. Jeanette, another outstanding final that we've seen here today.
Yeah, he played awesome. He really did.
Yeah, again, I go back to that missed 8-ball. That was, I think, really kind of the turning point in the match. I think Marland had the momentum. I think the opportunity was there for him to go on the hill, miss that 8-ball, and again, against a player like Charlie, you can't make many errors. He's that good. And so, still a great finish for Marland. Obviously, he's going to be a little disappointed from coming up short. But,
But I know all his supporters are going to continue to support him because he's still a champion. He's fantastic as well.
Absolutely. So, folks, again, we want to thank the folks at Pool Dog for sponsoring the stream here, and our buddy Frankie, who's been so kind as to keep quiet throughout the broadcast today, and he's behaving so well that maybe we'll take him to the pool party tonight. So, again, if you're here at the Westgate and you're watching this live, come out to the pool party tonight. That is level 3 here at the Westgate poolside. Be a great time. Starts at 8 o'clock, and we'll hope to see everyone there. For those of you that can't join us, we will be back with live coverage on Sunday.
Yes.
At noon, we will have coverage of the 9-ball shootout. So come back and join us on Sunday morning, and until then, we're going to say goodbye for a little while.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at PullDog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, PullDog.com, or call 866-843-3294.